Welcome to the channel Adventures, QuasiGamo here with another Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition power build. Are you tired of bad things always happening to your character? Does it ever feel like you're hopeless against every shenanigan that monsters have? All their fancy little poisons, gases, mind control, and magic? Well, with today's neutralizer build, you'll be able to say no to those nerd silly gimmicks and make them result to good old rounds of punchies. Back to how combat was intended. Now the way we make this build work is by focusing on 4 key aspects, which are going to include, first of all, getting our character to resist effects by having high enough bonuses to their rolls to make even the hardest saving throws possible. On top of having bigger numbers for our rolls, our character will also want to be able to roll more dice to maximize our chance of rolling high while lowering our chances of rolling low. Then our character will also want to lower how often they're forced into actually making saving throws against common effects to ensure that bad luck doesn't mess us up. And finally, since some effects are completely unavoidable or do damage anyways on a successful save, our character will need a way to lower incoming damage to maximize their tenacity needed to push forward. Now that we've covered the goals of this build, let's dive into the creation of this character, starting with our optimal race, being the Verdant, chaotic goblinoid creatures that have been twisted by the shadows of chaos, giving them a supernatural ability to shield their minds through their telepathic insight feature, granting advantage on wisdom and charisma saving throws. And for stat bonuses, Verdants get a +2 to their charisma and a +1 to constitution. And with these increases, we can get into what our stats will look like. Just remember that if you are rolling for stats, keep at least a 13 in strength, intelligence, and charisma for multiclassing purposes. And with the point buy method, our stats are going to be 13 strength, 12 dexterity, 13 constitution, 14 intelligence, 8 wisdom, and 16 charisma. These stats will give our character an AC of 18 when equipped with hide armor and a shield, while having an average max HP of 126. Now that we have our character, let's go over what the leveling progression will look like over the course of our adventures. Starting off with some basic studies of the arcane arts through a single level of wizard. This is going to give us proficiency in wisdom and intelligence saving throws, furthering our natural resistance to mind-altering effects. On top of that, at first level, we'll also be learning 2 first level abjuration spells, being the shield spell that can be cast as a reaction to give our character a +5 to our AC, and we'll also be picking up the mage armor spell, which will start our character with an AC of 14. Now our character is going to be multi-classing to make a bit more of an impact by going into 2 levels of Warlock for the Hexblade subclass. This will grant our character the Hex Warrior feature, giving us proficiency in wearing medium armor and shield. These first 3 levels are going to be where the build is most vulnerable. However, now we'll be shifting our focus onto a martial role by taking a deep plunge into Paladin for 8 levels. To grant our character Lay on Hands, which can be used to heal health up to 5 times our Paladin level. Or you can use 5 points of that healing to immediately cure a disease or poison. This will be the start of our journey on nullifying disastrous effects, which will be getting our first immunity at level 5 when we choose the blind fighting style, giving our character 10 feet of blind sense, making it so that we can fight without penalties in melee combat, and melee enemies won't get advantage when attacking our character. And following up at level 6, our character will have their physical health cared for by the Divine, granting us a passive immunity to all diseases. Also at level 6 is where we're going to be choosing our Paladin subclass. We're going to be choosing the Oath of Devotion subclass. At level 7, when we swap out our ability score increase for the Resilient feat, giving us a +1 bonus to a stat of our choosing, which is going to be Constitution, bringing it up to 14 and increasing our max HP up to 146, while also giving our character proficiency in Constitution saving throws, boosting our ability to resist poisons and other physical effects, while improving concentration for maintaining spells. And at level 9 we'll be getting our main feature, which adds our +3 charisma bonus to all saving throws to allies within 10 feet of our character, including ourselves. And after getting that incredible aura, we're going to be stacking another powerful aura at level 10, to now additionally give yourself and allies immunity to charm effects. And for level 11, we'll simply be using our ability score increase to boost our charisma up to 18, which will make our character better at almost everything since it'll improve our damage, chance to hit, and all of our saving throws by 1. Now that we've established the core of the build through our connections to the Divine, let's return back to studying the arcane arts of wizardry for one more level to delve into the War Magic subclass. We'll give our character a way to reactively bend the weave to improve our chances to resist impending doom by either adding +4 to our saving throws or +2 to our AC, with the minor drawback of not being able to cast spells for the next turn. And this will mean nothing to our character at level 13 when we begin multi-classing into a raging barbarian, so that now we likely won't be casting spells in combat at all. This will also give our character advantage on strength saving throws for the duration of the rage, and take reduced damage from physical damage types. Following up at level 14, we'll unlock the uncanny ability to sense the dangers around us, enhancing our dexterity to have advantage on saving throws. Then at level 15, we'll be choosing a path to customize the effect of our rage, and the optimal choice is the Totem Warrior subclass for the Bear Totem, which adds damage resistance to our rage to include every damage type except for psychic damage. And for the last level of Barbarian at level 16, we'll have our ability score increase cap out our charisma at 20 for another universal +1 bonus. And after those beefy Barbarian levels, we'll go to finish off with 4 final levels into Paladin, where on the way to conquer dragons, our character will get a 3rd aura, and at level 18, making all of those within the area immune to being frightened by dastardly enemy. And in our final level of Paladin, we're capping off with our ability score increase, which will be traded out for the Lucky feat. This will give our character 3 luck points that can be used after seeing your roll to choose the roll of whatever dice has the best outcome, and it even lets you triple down on advantage. Alright, now that we have the build completed, let's go over what this character is capable of. First, we'll cover the effects which this build is capable of ignoring outright, and these are Charm, Frighten, and Diseases, while also being able to immediately cure any kinds of poisons that manage to affect our character. Then let's go over our character's saving throws, which from our base stats are very unimpressive with bonuses between -1 to +5. But with our proficiencies in Constitution, Wisdom, and Intelligence, we get the following bonuses, which get boosted even further by our Aura of Protection, giving us a +5 bonus. Then with our reaction, we're able to get another +4 bonus through Arcane Deflection. And finally, every saving throw, except for Constitution, has advantage, while Constitution is sitting at a whopping +17. This makes it so that the most difficult saving throw for this build in the monster manual is the DC 24 Dexterity saving throw from the Ancient Red Dragon's Fire Breath. And with our base +1 to Dexterity saving throws, would mean our character has no way of passing the DC even if we rolled a nat 20. However, with our Aura of Protection, then as a reaction from our Arcane Deflection, making the roll against Fire Breath now possible to succeed if we rolled at least a 14, giving us a 35% chance to take half damage. Then with our advantage from Danger Sense, our 35% chance of success turns into a 58% chance. And finally, we can use our luck point to bring our total from a guaranteed fail to a whopping 73% chance to pass, and take a quarter of the roll to damage as long as you're in your Barbarian rage. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and found this build entertaining. If you did, feel free to hit the like button and comment down below what you think about this character build and what other characters you think I should build in future videos. Then subscribe for more character builds and other gaming content. This is QuasiGamo, signing off.